keep beckoning to me.
From the moment I am conceived, my future is uncertain. My survival, you see, the gender shall determine. 9 months I struggle valiantly in my mother's womb, which shelters my brother, but for me is a tomb. When I do enter the world, my cries are silenced, with sand in my nostrils and other untold violence.
When we started out to make this film, we weren't aware that being born a girl in this country is a curse. Also shocking is to note that the girl-child ratio in some of the most prosperous states of India, like Haryana and Punjab, is the lowest. 18th June 2004, Fatehgarh Sahib, Punjab. A raid at an illegal abortion clinic. A young woman has been aborted. The doctor and his unqualified wife, who carried out the operation, denied. Freshly used instruments tucked away and hidden are seized. Also, outdated medicines and reused disposable syringes. A rusty saw at the woman's feet lie as proof of the illegitimate butchery. And of course, the remains of a fetus are found, concealed in a flower pot full of mud. Here in Punjab, a state of strange paradoxes. At the Golden Temple, teachings of Guru Nanak ban the killing of girl children. Religious priests stand up against feticide and infanticide.
It's a dictate of the Akal Takht.
Akal Takht has said to Sikhs all over the globe that any family that engages in female infanticide or any discrimination against the girl child is committing a sin.
Against the girl child is sinful.
On the other hand, there are shrines where godmen bless you and give you rituals to ensure the birth of a precious son.
Whoever asks for a favour from Baba Buddha Sahib has his wish fulfilled. If you ask sincerely, he hears you. He belongs to everybody.
Baba did bless me, but I did not believe him. I went for an ultrasound, but only believed in his powers when my son was born.
But we asked for a son. My husband told me it is high time I gave him a son. And by the grace of Baba Buddha Sahib, we have a son.
We should not use technology over fate to determine much more complex problems that are rooted in the patriarchal nature of Punjabi society.
Where a routine ultrasound is done to check for any defects in the baby, in India, it is a defect to be born a girl child.
Our husbands are very anxious that we should have a son so he can share our property and look after the property.
Women fear being deserted if they are unable to have a son. They're constantly under pressure from their husbands' families.
If my daughter-in-law has a girl, she will have to try for a second child. But if she has a son, we will be happy.
There's the question of the parents' security in their old age, as well as the insecurity of the daughter, who may be sent to live with unfamiliar people, and all sorts of associated risks of harassment concerning the dowry. Incidents of torture and killing are so frequent, there's a lot of fear in the parents' minds.
That the forms may keep on varying with some kind of interventions, but the overall status of the women continues to remain inferior, and they are not given in proper place in the society.
That was case of a woman who had
There was a case of a woman who aborted a female child after having the sex determined at a nearby clinic. Some of the staff nurses helped her with the termination. After the abortion was completed at her home, the fetus was buried in the courtyard. So when we arrived at the village, we met some people and inquired about the people concerned. The next day, a new team was formed, and again they searched, and this time they were lucky. They met an informer in the village, and this led to the discovery of the fetus and the woman concerned. Surinder Kaur, her sister-in-law and husband were all arrested.
I have no idea what happened. The nurse gave me an injection and I lost my child. Then she buried the fetal remains in our backyard and then filed a report against us.
She's lying. When we investigated, she dug the remains out with her own hands.
The nurse gave the injection, the nurse buried the child, and the nurse filed the case.
Devinder Kaur persuaded her sister-in-law to go for a test and to have the abortion.
Here in our country, a mother is considered above all to mankind. Actually, women are as much victims of gender bias as their daughters, and they abort their female children because they want to spare her the misery of living life as a woman.
I have miscarried twice before. I have no idea what is wrong. Maybe I'm just too weak to give birth to a child.
What is the point of investing in the education of a girl when she's going to get married and go away anyway?
Our daughters are going to leave us anyway. We have to be on good terms with our daughters-in-law, so they take care of us in old age.
They say that a son will take care of them in their old age. A daughter will get married and go away. But the reality is something different.
When times are bad, people also behave badly. We decided to leave our son's house rather than stay in that environment.
From my point of view, there is no guarantee. You can have a son, and when you have a son, you depend upon him to take care of you. But if he doesn't look after you, then what are you going to do?
This is all nonsense. There is no difference between daughters and sons. Aborting female fetuses is wrong.
When your own son refuses to look after you, you can't go and live with your daughters and sons-in-law. It's not right.
All these senior citizens residing in a home for the aged have sons.